calling you a radical, real important video. So back to the Nuscale. Now this is important because KSL here in Utah, KUTV, these organizations I believe are the T-word organizations. I mean, they don't report anything. The problem is in this country we have zero media. Zero media. We have bootlickers. We have imperialist bootlickers for pay. I mean, nobody's promoted Nuscale harder than Utah media. Deseret News has promoted it so. Deseret News has got, I mean, talk about guilty, talk about. So the Nuscale sham, they're under investigation by the SEC, which I knew that. So now, will this spill into the FBI, Department of Justice? I believe so. Now, let's see the report that's out today that's made the stock. You know, this stock is worthless on paper, but that's not how the stock market works anymore. You know, I just taught there at the #1 school of business in the United States, that's all. But I don't know shit. Black belt, take on the nuclear energy. Oh, the Wattis School, COG. By the way, he died of leukemia. So, how did it get outed? So the report that's out today, a short seller. Now remember, I taught the derivative arbitrage class there when 9/11 happened. Oh, I could write a whole book just on that. So I taught that class at the #1 school of business in the country. Is that shorting stocks? Yeah, well, using the derivatives market. Puts down, calls up. I taught that fucking class at the #1 school of business in the country. So I don't play the stock market. Post cancer. Remember I had you buying all that Tesla and Apple stock in 2011, but I got leukemia. You know, I had a lot of money in the stock market. What would that portfolio be worth today? Remember all in Apple, all in Apple? I got leukemia. So how did that come about? A short seller. Why are these short sellers important? Because they become the investigative journalists. You have to have an incentive. So the short seller filed through FOIA documents, just like we did on Fukushima. You know, dig through, I've read through so many. And he dug through the FOIA documents under the Freedom of Information Act, and sure shit, there it is. Nuscale, under investigation by the SEC. Now, do I believe that the SEC should have full disclosure? They used to. They changed the laws in early 2000s, just been abolished. If they're under investigation, I believe that should be disclosed by the SEC, but they don't have to by law. So he disclosed it. Good for him. More good on him, man. So let's get to this sham. Kevin Blanch, the marine biologist in the high desert of Utah. I can do a double play on these freaks. So they reported that hop, coach. Dark oxygen. Now stay with me. This was first reported, and I did work on this. Again, another Fukushima coincidence in 2013. Now you know what I think this is. You know, the energy off Fukushima pushing into the ocean. Of course, there's new elements in the ocean. I've covered it. Dead tide pulls at your feet. So, do I believe these rocks are emitting oxygen? No. Hell no. I call total bullshit on this report. And then the same regurgitation. Now remember, the marine biologist community. Now, who's the real marine biologist? Now think about this. I'm a scientist. I'm a butcher. What's a cow? I'm a baker. What's a cake? I'm a oceanographer. I'm a marine biologist. What's Fukushima? So, you know, so you're going to listen to anything? The Smithsonian? Really? So this whole thing that's being regurgitated on the floor, which was first reported in 2013 and blown off, and now everybody's regurgitating. Yeah, it changes everything. I call total bullshit on this. Are rocks releasing oxygen? No. Now remember, the person that's reporting this is a person that wants to mine the bottom of the ocean. There is water at the bottom of the ocean. Talk about a bunch of fucking talking heads. He's got an incentive, right? You know, attention. Do I think that this is true? No, absolutely not. And wouldn't be the first time. So, what I think they're finding, which I call plutonium, 3 full court meltdowns, 4 full court meltdowns, and Delmar Argentina syndrome, which I named China syndrome, has been proven by Fukushima. And I'll tell you how it's been proven. Go ask Lake Barrett. 60 minutes. What, day 3,000? We're going on day 5,000. 2 Leslie Stahl. Well, these cores have melted down, yes. Well, fixing this is like going to the moon. Way bigger than that. The cover up Kingpin, who I know, Lake Barrett, 2 Leslie Stahl. Well, where are these holes? See those holes? We've seen camera after camera get into Fukushima, Unit 1. And all we see the dripping from the metal, the concrete. We see gaping holes. They've been down into the holes. They go so far they melt. So we know it's burrowing into here. We know it's in the Pacific Ocean. Been verified it's in the Pacific, this heat source, this radical beacon heat source. Into the trench, into the whole biosphere. That's unarguable. We've seen data come out with rockfish with 180 times the safe raised legal limits of cesium-130. We've seen Buechler study and these other scientists that Kevin Blanch leaked out like 1,000 times the radioisotopes into the background level, into the current, into the channel, into the biosphere. We've seen this over and over and over. I'll post the data again. We know this unforeseen in the history of mankind energy. We never had full-blown outs at Chernobyl. We had one meltdown at Chernobyl, a graphite reactor that blew up, and 780,000 men entombed, including a mining operation underneath it. Why do you think they're mining underneath it? What did they do on Fukushima? Well, Obama backed them out. They radiated the shit out of the USS Reagan troops. Kevin Blanch, the guy there, or whom the bell tolls. So this whole dark oxygen, I call total 100% bullshit on it. Rocks emitting oxygen. Now, is it possible that, well, of course there's ancient meteor debris on the bottom of the ocean. Meteor traveling through space, who knows, over time, gathered up into the bottom of the ocean. And this piece that they found has got stuff that it's emitting that we don't know. Of course that's possible. In fact, that's actually logical and reasonable. Is it oxygen that is being produced by rocks? Hell no. I call total 100% bullshit on it. And again, it's a big day because the Nuscale, it's FOIA documents. A short seller filed and found them in the FOIA documents, which I assumed this was going on. I've reported that I thought it was going on. Now, when's the FBI and the Department of Justice going to get involved? Now, remember, I did all this work on Nuscale for the. Remember, Nuscale was ripped us off. That's the #1 school business in the country was. I was the guy there. Who stole it? Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. There used to be a picture in there of me and Warren Buffett. Right there. In 2000, I was at his shareholder meeting, and he's the one that requested the picture. Where it's at, I don't know. Kyle Madsen died. Dr. Cooley died a little clone into the tea, and they're glass now. They're under investigation by the FBI. Remember the picture of Lee right here? I used to argue with him and fight with him, and they railroaded me, which is outrageous. Warren Buffett owns Rocky Mountain Power. Rocky Mountain Power, Utah, out of your bill. Out of your bill. It's called AMPS. I'm the guy that fought it. You cannot. Nuscale comes in and lobbies illegally and gets them to flood this money to Nuscale, goes to municipalities, gives them all kinds of fucking money. It was a sham from the beginning. The fucking, lead dog hedge fund, but that was on Blue Castle on the green. Fucking, I put a dagger to that also. But the Nuscale money, the original funding came from Kenwood, which is a South American gangster. I've been at Idaho National Lab how many times up there doing all that work and proving the sham that it is. I know everybody that works up there, including Dustin, who I halfway raised. Go ask him. It's a sham. They're coming out of your bill for 10 years. We have flooded Nuscale hundreds and hundreds of $1 million. Me and Tim Martin was just talking. Remember me and Tim Martin was doing all that work in Corvallis at Oregon State? Tim Martin had his Airstream set up there, and they came in there. This is when they were getting ready to go public, and they were grandstanding to the venture capitalists. More fraud. We proved it. So they got all this equipment stacked up in this warehouse. Mark's standing right there showing it, and then they're parading the venture capitalists through there. Look what we have, blah blah. Then Tim Martin says as soon as the venture capital roadshow was over, everything disappeared and the warehouse was vacant. I mean, I have documented in detail this historic, hardcore, radical fraud that Nuscale has pulled on the Utah ratepayers, and KSL won't report it. No, KSL is promoted it. Deseret News won't, but no, Deseret News is reporting it as Pom Pom teamed it, cheerleading it. All the media in Utah has. Kevin Blanch, there's the problem. So this guy files during an investigation with the SC. This is a nuclear pump and dump from hell. Utah legislators freaking on the take, which has been proven. When's the FBI going to give up like they did in Ohio? Now, this is very similar to the First Energy. I was heavily involved in that. I got the text. I was coaching everybody on that when they were taking bribes. The Ohio state level legislators, Larry Householder, the House Majority Speaker, he was in on it. He's been convicted. He's doing 24 years in a federal prison right now. Sam, the regulator, was supposed to be overseeing this. They started closing him and committed suicide, but they don't go after the. They go after the bribees. What about the bribers, the nuclear energy, the untouchables? Well, who's doing the bribing here? This new scale. It's coming right out of our bills. Utah's the only municipality in the world that funded this. They went to state by state. They went to different municipalities. They went to mayors in Kaysville, Brigham City, freaking Logan, Murray, Morgan. Yeah, you're gonna put a nuclear. Remember, I reported all this. Here's $200,000. For your consultant. You form it here. Here, go push this. I talked to the Washington terrorist freaking mayor. Me and him have a contact because we mall walk together. And, I recovered from my open heart surgery. I asked him about it. He says, yeah, they came to me. They took me down to Slackwater, offered me all that. He says, I wasn't biting. And I says, well, they gave $200,000. Yeah, I know. So it's a sham. There are no SMRs. They were never testing them at Idaho National Lab. They promised us how many of them by the year 2019, and they went from 24 to 12 to 6. Then they threw up their hands and said, bye, see you. And by the way, their licensing was corrupt as hell. The head of the NRC was placed during the Trump administration, who worked at Idaho National Lab with the CEO of Nuscale. Now, I asked Reyes, because we used to all talk the Reyes connection, because his name's Jose Reyes from Oregon State University. Sean Reyes, our Attorney General, I asked him at the Bear River Massacre, Sheriff, it's online, it's on video. Hey, you related to this? No, I'm not related to this. Okay, what about these SMRs? Don't really know. He didn't know what they were. I said, they're being tested right over there. Maybe go give Tim Ballard another check. Kevin Glass, the whistleblower. Maybe Gary can file for, I do the whistleblowing at fucking center. All this historic work, and what do I get for it? I get my chest split. I'll be kicked off Medicaid, fucking pacemaker. Remember, I did all this work while fighting fucking cancer, give it 2 months to fucking live. In the Utah State Legislature, exposing all this fucking. In politicians, I interviewed fucking Mike Lee right there. I interviewed Gary Herbert right there, Governor Herbert. I interviewed Mitt Romney right there. Every one of my politicians has been asked about this, whatever, and they all play stupid with me. And KSL's got so much, it's disgusting. Deseret News, Tribune, all of it's disgusting. They propagated it. They grandstand, pay to play. That's what the media. So these short sellers have to do what they do. I used to teach the short selling class. I used to teach people how to do it. I used to teach people how to be the investigator. That's what I did for a living. What happened? I got leukemia in 2011. To buy a freight train, and then I got kicked out of Medicaid. I had lots of money when I got sick. I had to fork it over. I was uninsured. So the dark oxygen that's being regurgitated in the echo chamber all over, I call total 100% bullshit. Now, stuff was being detected as soon as 2013, which I call plutonium, which it took me 2-3 years to convince anybody who's even one nuclear meltdown. I knew what they were. I did the due diligence in that building right there. I did the due diligence for these Mach 1, Mach 2 generational. This is Utah Construction, which is GE today. I did the due diligence. They're the ones that build up the nuclear. I'm in the belly of the beast. Don't you see? No wonder they went after me. Remember Clyde Cooley right there before he dropped dead out of nowhere. Little cloning the T out. right as we get the NBA program, number one NBA program in the country, as soon as we get it, 2 weeks before it starts, he drops. What's the odds of that? Just out of nowhere. You know, Mike Montar, he's old. He was 68 years old. Perfectly fucked good condition. Out of nowhere. The number one finance professor in the country. He would have never let this happen. They were trying to get it then. All these Utah politicians in on it. Now they're under investigation by the FBI. Look it up. Huh. I fed the FBI fucking on a silver platter. What do I get for just the same with the corruption of Senator? Fuck from the fucking LDS State Beaumont with the Central Line hanging out, going in and out of a coma. Did all this fucking compelling work. It's just YouTube. It's just the will. It's just fire. Fuck, what am I supposed to do? Just lay down and die? Huh. This is so corrupt, it's unbelievable. There are no SMRs. Bill Gates, Rocky Mountain Power owns that up in fucking Kemmer, Wyoming. Who owns Rocky Mountain Power? Bill Gates. I asked Joel K. Trey Curtis right there just the other day. You saying we need more nuclear energy? What? I asked the head of Rocky Mountain Power spokesman at the Weber State basketball game this winter, and he just regurgitated. Are you crazy? What about Fukushima? Oh, that was an old reactor. What are you talking about, old reactor? These guys just regurgitate echo chamber. This fucking oxygen coming from rocks at the bottom of the ocean, I call one. And you're talking is probably the most accomplished, important marine biologist, well, maybe in fucking history. Doc Ricketts have a fucking degree. Now, Doc Ricketts went to Chicago like Cooley did, like Fama K. Brody did, for a very, very short time. He didn't have a marine biology degree. He's the most, I mean, every fucking tide pool, the great tide pool in California, all of it's named after him. Huh. Kevin Blanch, oh, I have credentials, Liz Long. But these guys blackball me, fucking throw me under the fucking bus. Why? I just told you why. So, let's turn to in one day. Talk about the fucking ultimate double fucking play. Nuscale, they're going down. I'm here to fucking tell you. Like they did. Thank you to the FBI office in Ohio. But, you know, I never get anything out of it, but at least they're going after them. Here in Utah, in New York, Status King, Cuomo, Bank Valley. I fought them in New York. I fought them in fucking California. Sending over. Fuck. Kamala Harris was the AG during the fucking I was exposing all that to Santa Fe. You know, she raided Peavy's house. Remember the commissioner? Remember he's the public commissioner in Ohio. Killed himself when the FBI circled him. What about here in Utah? These criminal corrupts. Fuck. You know I went after them all. Fucking exposing them with my YouTube camera. She never finished the fucking job, did she? But we did get Santa Fe shut down. Well, guess where the waste is coming? You got it. Here, the toilet, Utah. John Coltrane Curtis says we need nuclear. When Warren Buffett owns the coal plant. Why are we still using coal in Utah? Sun. If we were able to go solar without paying the fee and they let us sell back into the grid, these Freudian freaking goats would have solar panels on their chicken coop, their freaking garage, their house, their fucking razor, their boat, they would put them on their children's backs and say, you get outside. We need to have another child, honey. We're getting, for each child, we have X amount. Get outside and get running around, bending over, you kids. Guaranteed. Remember when we were selling back in Vegas and people were making $7,000 a month off their residential home? It was a Utah legislator that set up shop in the Elko, Nevada, and she freaking killed the sell back. I mean, hello. Solar. I mean, it's a no-brainer. California produces 200. So why are we fucking around with this fucking nuclear bullshit, this fairy tale, and his jackalope factory, Bill Gates, up in Kemmer, Wyoming? Well, same reason Nuscale. Nuscale hasn't got shit. How'd they get their license? I just told you, fraudulently. By the way, she got knocked off as the head of the NRC immediately. She was only there just enough to get him that fake bullshit license. That's fraud from hell. It's such fraud. It's unbelievable. Look what they've done to me. When they can hire teams of trolls and literally fucking, I'm at Correlation, felonies all 50 states. I had the whole field. They kettled me, they squashed me, they threatened me. Literally, dozens of read it, they don't get it. Twitter feeds, fucking Facebook pages, YouTube sites, 100. Kevin D. Blanch, to 100% slander me and attack me. Dozens of them in those areas. When I was fighting. We know, we trace it down, the NEI and the Department of Energy, which is the Department of Atomic. My own government, I'm the son of a Special Forces Marine. Fucking my uncle, sit on beach, On my beach on D-Day who raised me. Look at my Uncle Claude. Fucking the valedictorian at BYU. Look at my auntie who the English department rented at fucking BYU. But, you know, I'm so infamous as fucking foreman, I give myself away. And they're able to legally slander me? Which are felonies in all 50 states. I'm in critical condition, living in the bone marrow transit, top down there. Mike Lee, just found out my dad was a downwinder. What about you, Mike? I mean, these people, by the way, Mia Love, who wouldn't freaking help me out on this, I tried to get her to help me, who's Congressional District 3. You know, she has stage 4 brain cancer fighting for her life right now. You know, we're praying for her. You know, I don't want anybody to go down that road. It's brutal. All this historic work, but the whole dark oxygen that's being regurgitated all over the fucking media, that's not a marine biologist's report now. I love it how you're all fucking regurgitating the other, but you won't fucking report on the fucking Nuscale scam, will you? Or the Fukushima, don't say the F word, but you'll report this unverified bullshit. Uh-oh. Bach. Got a guy on. Oh, turn 2. So I just did turn 2 today. The Nuscale sham being outed. I think the Department of Energy and, I think the Justice Department and the FBI are going to be all over this. I think they already are. And I think people are going to go, oh, hell yes. They should. Including the people that propagated it. KSL, all these people that grandstanded and cheerleaded. It's fucking disgusting. This guy's out. I mean, dark matter. Oh, there's some matter in the ocean. Fukushima, plutonium, see no nuclear energy, speak no, hear no nuclear energy. The nuclear energy emperors have no fucking clothes. Trying to save you on the hill, for usury in Utah. Trying to save you from you is a real motherfucker. So, the whole dark oxygen, the most accomplished marine biologist probably in fucking modern history, maybe ever, Kevin Blanch. I call total 100% bullshit. 100%. Let's turn 2. I call bullshit. Oh, there's some freaking dark matter in the freaking Pacific Ocean, which you know what I call it, from Fukushima. Never happened to Mayak, never happened to Santa Susana, never happened to 3 Mile Island. Never happened to Chalk River, which Utah Construction built. Never happened to Pathfinder. We sprung a leak. Never happened to Pathfinder, but they get awards for saving water here. They grandstand, go around, pat themselves on the back. The #1 school business in the United States right there when I was there. Who stole it? Buffett. Now they're under investigation by the FBI. The education building, gutted. You think? Ha! Fuck. I knew that's named David O. McCage guy. I know him personally. I did. Really personally. He's from here. My grandma and him were very close. So, Fa McKay Brody. Oh yeah, here. Look what they did to her. Talk about an investigative journalist. Whoa. Wow. Huh. We both went to Weber High. Fawn and I. Yeah. We're both Weber State. We're both student professors at Weber State. We both got blackballs. We both told the truth. Dark oxygen. Total fucking bullshit. Stay in tune.